What I often find, Corey, is that the business owner doesn't even know that they have a specific pain point. They may understand like a bigger pain point, which is I don't sell enough, tours or something, but they
Right.
may not realize that, there may be a demographic that doesn't buy because of something like, well, what if I get hurt? What's and maybe the business owner doesn't know that. In that particular instance, how did you uncover that? Was it serendipitous, or were you looking for those kinds of pain points so you could make your point?
Yeah, absolutely. So we ask and try to determine, what's your participation rate? And they indicated over a 3-year period that it had declined.
Right,
And honestly, that's the opposite effect of what's happening in the industry.
right.
Travel insurance conversion rates have historically gone up a little bit. So you shouldn't see that decline so much. And so we dove into it, realized that they had rate adjustments that happened previously. There was some customer service. I think there was some training issues potentially that were there. And we were able to discover that, right? And so once you find that need, then address it. And then it kind of sells itself. So I'm not really actively selling at that point. I'm solving a problem
Right.
and providing you with a solution.
So you're going into the sales prospect knowing that there are certain trends in the industry and you're looking for anomalies.
Yeah.
And those anomalies tend to reveal somebody's having a problem. And where does travel insurance solve that problem?
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's important for us in the travel insurance industry is to recognize is, look, as a travel advisor or a tour operator, their main point of their business is to sell travel. It's not to offer travel insurance, right? So we understand our position in that. So your earlier point about the business owner not knowing maybe if his conversion rate was right or what he could potentially make as far as earnings with an ancillary product such as travel insurance. That's my job. That's our team's job to make sure that they understand the importance of it. So walking them through to figure out, look, if you can drive conversion and get, let's say, industry averages, a 30%, 33%, right around there. If you can get that average, you'll be at X. But what happens if we can get that conversion to 40%?
Right.
I mean, we have people out there that are selling 60, 70%, where they're able to offer that insurance in the consumer state. So we review everything. We try to do a full audit of their travel insurance program. So we're looking at their marketing materials. We want to make sure, number one, what they're doing is compliant. But number two, we want to make sure that the offer is attractive to the consumer, so that way that conversion rate remains something that they can build off of.
All of what you just said, is that pre-work that you do before you go into the sales call?
Not really. I mean, I want an understanding of the account, right? So I got to know what kind of travel they do, where they're traveling to. So, for example, I mean, to your point, if it was, let's say, a tour operator or a travel agency that focused solely on domestic travel, I know right off the bat their conversion rate's not going to be as high as somebody that's selling international travel. One of the main reasons people buy travel insurance is to protect them from any medical emergencies that could potentially occur. We all know traveling internationally, your local or your major medical insurance may not provide that. Or if it does, it's a high deductible. So you tend to see that more on international travel, that conversion rate is going to be higher. So, those are things that we'll know about ahead of time. I'll definitely scan their website, try to get a look and feel. I'll look at what they're currently offering for a travel insurance program. But then really the nuts and bolts of it comes down to, I need to understand your business. Do you have advisors that are discussing, or I know we partner with another company out there, Brownell Travel, who has their own travel insurance desk.
Yes.
I was just on a Travel Weekly
She
podcast.
was.
Fantastic.
I just watched it.
Yeah, same here. And to be honest, like, they're changing the way the industry is working, and that's a different, I'm having a different conversation when we have conversations with Laura versus if I'm having a conversation with a non-licensed travel advisor who's just utilizing, our end coil training that we've utilized. So
Right.
It's different. It's all different. You got to adapt, but you definitely have to prepare. I think what I find is experience tends to be the number one thing that helps drive success.
Yes.
You know, I think we've all failed. I know I've been on several calls. I probably had one earlier this week where I was like, gosh, I blew that one, right? So it happens, but you learn from your mistakes, you get better. And as long as you continue to educate and your goal is to make sure that your customers are doing better and that you're advancing them and advancing their lives, it should end up working out in the long run.